it's complex, quite complex. You have thoughts, you have emotions, you have experiences, and when you come together and somebody else has the woman or the man and they're about to marry him, you're not very objective about that unless it's much, much later down in separation and the divorce, whatever's happened. So you still have feelings and thoughts, and you're not necessarily wanting them to not make it, but you're not going to be there to try to make it. So it's just complex trying to bring other people into your situation moving forward. But it is incumbent upon the two of you to talk about the potential that those two have, the ex has, in many ways. But many of us don't think about that. We ever thought about who went to the family reunion, who went to the school reunions, all the other stuff that the other spouse used to do. The other spouse, your sister just loves him to death, hates the one you're about to marry. You got to deal with it. It's so Kelly, I'm not sure that we could ever have a group where we can kind of work this thing out, but we have to be determined to work it out as we go. Well, my situation with, I'm talking out of two areas, pastorally and doing the blended family workshops, which we've done for quite a while. And those are the issues that typically come up when you married the second or third time.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is our relationship where things didn't go that particular way. And I think more than anything else, CeCe's spirit contributed to my ex getting along with CeCe. She didn't have no issue with CeCe, but what CeCe don't know, she had issues with me. So I never told CeCe about the times me and the ex didn't get along. I just didn't bring that up. I just left that alone. So for quite some time, we weren't necessarily enemies, but we didn't get along. But I didn't want to surface. I didn't want to add anything else to that. So there were some issues there, and there were some issues that I just never surfaced it. I wanted to get to a certain place where we're beyond that. Now we're well beyond that. I mean, like she's saying, we way beyond that. But initially, first few years, yeah, there was some tension. And the thing that's important here is my second wife died. That's who the first one would have had the tension with. So by the time CeCe comes along, she's cool because that's where the issue was with her. So she's moved on in her life at that particular point.
Right.
And because she's moved on, then she has no reason then to have an issue with us. And I've never been out of my son's life. So, I made a commitment to God that there will never be a time in their lives when they didn't know where I was, because I grew up without knowing my dad and knowing where he was. So I would never do that to a child. So at age 50, I realized I'm going to live the rest of my life, and I would never know who my father. I know his name, but I ain't even seen a picture. I am never, ever in my life going to have a dad in my life. He had died a long time ago. But only when I hit age 50, wow, I'm 50, and I don't have a dad. I don't have aunts and uncles and grandparents, a lot of stuff. So I just felt like I just got dropped here on the earth. And but I didn't want my sons and daughters to ever experience anything remotely like that.
Correct.
So I did everything I could to make sure that there was no conflict, there was no issues, and that I worked diligently to make sure I stay in my children's life and to not make my relationship with CeCe a battleground because of things that had happened prior to me meeting her. But again, many people still struggle with these other issues because they don't have that same situation. They have situations where the spouse or the ex-spouse or whoever, baby daddy, whatever, is still in the picture, and they will make it tough. They'll make it tough.